The very first thing she did after being reborn was throw herself in front of her rival, pushing him away just as a heavy steel pipe came crashing down. However, she couldn't dodge the impact herself and was left with devastating injuries. Why would she risk it all? Because in her previous life, her boyfriend and his mistress had systematically destroyed her family and left her with absolutely nothing. In a shocking twist, the rival she had always fought with was the only one who stayed by her side, ultimately dying alongside her to get revenge on her boyfriend. It was only in those final moments that she realized the truth. The man who seemed to despise her had actually been deeply in love with her all along. Perhaps his unwavering devotion touched the heavens because the universe granted her a miraculous chance to live her life over again. When she opened her eyes, she realized she had been sent back to the day after her boyfriend drugged the man, planning for her to bring reporters and expose a massive scandal. But in this life, she was finished being a pawn in her boyfriend's twisted game. Instead of following the plan, she tricked the reporters into storming a hotel room where her boyfriend and his lover were caught in their own secret affair. As for the girl, she rushed to find the man herself, determined to be the only antidote he needed. But the man immediately pushed her away. He was convinced she hated him and was deeply insecure about his paralyzed legs. What he didn't know was that she finally knew the secret. He had only lost the use of his legs because he had saved her life in a horrific car accident. In her past life, she had been manipulated into believing her boyfriend was her savior, but this time, she ignored the man's cold, defensive words and resolutely spent a beautiful night in his arms. When morning came, however, the man handed her a blank check and told her to get out, believing she had only sacrificed her body to gain some kind of leverage. But the girl didn't want his money. She tore up the check and kissed him with everything she had. Deep down, the gesture made him incredibly happy, yet he still couldn't bring himself to believe she was being sincere. The turning point came during an inspection at a construction site, where a worker bribed by her ex-boyfriend intentionally dropped a steel pipe to take him out. Having known this would happen, the girl didn't hesitate for a second, rushing forward to shove him to safety while she took the full force of the blow. As she lay there seriously injured, the man finally looked into her eyes and realized that her love was real. But just as he was overcome with grief and worry while the doctors treated her wounds, her ex-boyfriend called her phone. Immediately, the man's old suspicions flared up again, and he threatened the girl, telling her she was never to see her ex again. He warned her that if she did, there was no telling what he might do to her. The girl agreed to stay away, but the ex-boyfriend wasn't done. He immediately turned around and blackmailed her with her mother's precious relics, forcing her to steal confidential files from the man's company. With no other choice, she stole the documents and delivered them, completely unaware that the man had been watching her every move from the shadows.